Hi, this is Jen Grice from jengrice.com. I am a divorce and empowerment coach for women facing divorce after abuse and/or adultery. I'm also the author of the book, You Can Survive Divorce, available on Amazon. Find out more about me at jengrice.com. So today I'm going to talk about healthy and unhealthy communication styles. Since we're learning to be emotionally healthy after divorce, it's good to learn how to communicate in a healthy manner. And in order to do that, you also need to find out what the unhealthy ways are to communicate. So first I'm going to talk about the 3 types of unhealthy communication, and then we'll end with the most effective way to communicate. And then I also will be doing a video and or blog post on handling conflict after divorce. So be on the lookout for that. The first type of unhealthy communication, and it may be obvious, but aggressive communication. So that would be speaking with a demanding voice, kind of intimidating or scary or attacking, threatening others, just being unkind, not saying please and thank you. Somebody who communicates aggressively insists on their own way. They're always causing conflict. They don't really care if they cause conflict, if it looks like they're causing conflict or participating in it. Oftentimes, overt narcissists use aggressive communication to get their way. They demand it. They, just decide from the get-go that they're going to be as rude and nasty as possible without trying to be kind at first. So the second unhealthy way of communicating is passive communication. This is somebody who's passive, never says anything that bothers them. There might be things that bother them, or they could be just an easygoing, whatever kind of person. They don't really have an opinion about things, and so they don't speak their opinion, or they don't express their needs or wants. They're always allowing others to decide what happens in a relationship, like where you're going to go to eat or what are you going to do. And it either doesn't bother them, or if it does, they don't say. Maybe they're fearful of other people's aggressive, way of speaking. And so they just don't have an opinion in order to please other people. And the last of the unhealthy communication styles that I'll speak about today is someone who's passive aggressive. Now, obviously, probably a lot of us know what this means, but it's a combination of both passive and aggressive. Usually somebody who's passive for a while, and then they get frustrated or resentful by not seeking their way, and then they all of a sudden explode into an aggressive way of communicating in order to get their needs met. A passive-aggressive person could also be like a covert narcissist, who's somebody who still expects their way, but instead of using a healthier form of communication, they're just always passive-aggressive. They will use phrases to control others, yet they want to seem kind and giving and caring of other people. They lack open communication, and instead they're often mad and hostile and threatening without looking like they are. Or if you can tell that they're passive aggressive, they want to be seen in another way. They don't want to be seen as an aggressive person. So those are the 3 types of unhealthy communication. And instead, I encourage a more healthy way to speak. And like I said, I'm going to do a blog post about speaking assertively, especially in the face of conflict, and how that is important to your boundaries. But the healthiest, most effective way to communicate is with assertion, or to be assertive, stating what you mean and meaning what you say. Assertive speaking is to state your feelings without trying to please someone else or discount yourself, or expressing your needs while considering others. Somebody who uses assertive communication uses I statements instead of aggressive or passive-aggressive statements by saying you or we. An assertive person uses their communication because they want to create a win-win so everyone gets what they want or need, so we're all happy without resentment. They really don't want somebody to be resentful of a decision. An assertive person also has ownership to his or her feelings, emotions, and problems. You don't blame or expect someone else to fix things that are your responsibility. And you're able to say no confidently without taking ownership for someone else's feelings, emotions, or problems. So I have an example of this that might illustrate this. So my example is, say my neighbor comes over and asks me for $500 to help pay for his rent. You know, for whatever reason, he doesn't have $500. Maybe I know some situations going on in his life, and maybe I don't. But he tells me that he'll be homeless if he doesn't get $500 and I don't help him. I say that sounds like a horrible situation to be in, and I feel for him, but no, I can't give him $500. And I don't even have to explain why. I don't have to explain, well, I don't have $500, or I'm not willing to pull $500 out of my emergency fund to cover this. Whatever the reason, my answer is no, that I can't give him the $500. At this point, he has a choice. He can say, oh, thank you for your consideration, walk away. Or if he gets angry and blames me for that and says, now I'll be homeless because of you, I don't have to take ownership of that. It's not my problem. I can feel for him and have empathy and compassion and understanding and feel awful for the situation that he has gotten himself into. But that doesn't mean that it's my fault just because I'm not going to help him get out of his situation. It's not my problem. And again, I don't have to take ownership of other people's problems as an assertive person. Now, it may mean that we're no longer friends. It may mean we're no longer neighbors. Whatever the consequences are of me not giving him the money that he needs or requests, that may be hurtful to me, but it's not enough, that it's not worth it enough to me to give up, my own security, my own financial security to help him out. And in the future, he could be, aggressive with me. He could be passive aggressive with me. But I won't choose to be passive about it. If he later, as he's moving out, I say, oh, would you like some help moving your things out of the apartment? Again, he has a choice to be assertive, passive aggressive, or aggressive. He could assertively say yes or no, yes, please, I'd love that, no, thank you. Or he could be aggressive and say, I hate you, you ruined my life. He could be a passive aggressive and say, well, I wouldn't want you to have to do anything for me. Or he could just say, whatever, and you do what you want. Do you see, those are the different styles of communication. And we all need to learn and practice being assertive, even in the face of conflict, even in these situations where, you have to say no, and to be confident in your decisions and where your life's going after divorce. So you're trying to rebuild and learn how to be emotionally healthy so that come down the road, if you decide to date or remarry, that you aren't taking these same toxic behaviors or unhealthy ways of communicating into your next relationship. You can stand up and speak assertively and confidently, knowing that you're doing what's best for you. So I hope this was helpful to you. Until next time, God bless.